Hello friends, my name is Kat. Welcome to my channel and welcome to day one of summerween. So this is a week-long readathon that's all about like bringing those spooky feelings into summer and just having like a good spooky time. So I am incredibly excited. I've been wanting to like participate in summerween for so long, but honestly like it weirdly happens every year that usually something comes up, and something kind of already has. But the plan is very much that I'm going to be daily vlogging for the next week's readathon. Hopefully have a video up every day. They will not be coming out during the readathon probably because I might be a bit too busy to edit every single day, but we're going to be going through every day of my life while we're participating. So a little bit more about summerween. It is primarily focused on reading like thriller and horror books and is hosted by Gabby Reads. So there's a few reading prompts. Not all of them like have to be thriller books or horror books. You can really read like whatever you want, and I kind of will be, but I am definitely going to put like a heavy emphasis on trying to read down all the thrillers on my physical TBR, which I'm excited about because I keep hinting about it, but soon we will have a video where we're going over my entire physical TBR and my plan to read it all and get rid of all of it. Today's vlog might be a little bit shorter. It's 4 p.m. now. I'm done with work, and this is really the only chance that I had to kind of get started, but we do have quite a few things to do. I'm gonna go over my physical TBR. I have some bread to make. I need to go to the library to pick up some books, return some, and I'm gonna show you guys my reading journal, that the pages that I kind of got together for summerween, and hopefully have time to read a bit at the same time. So I hope you are excited. I hope you are ready to spend the next week with me going over all of these spooky books and just having a spooky fun time. And yeah, let's get to it. So we are going to be starting with just going over my physical TBR, and also I'm noticing my nails are terrible at the moment. So I think we're going to try to do a fun little like spooky nail art moment, like maybe something not very extremely Halloween-y, but like a little spooky, like some little ghosties or something. So I'm excited to do that. We'll find some ideas later, but going over the books that I have on my physical TBR, and these I might try to read some other stuff. I probably have other thrillers or horrors on hold at the library that I could read, but since I am focused this year on reading down my physical TBR, you know, why not let's like try to just get all of these off my shelf and go a little crazy and yeah, see if we can read all of these. So first off, we have One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware. This is her newest release, and it's about a group of couples who are on a reality dating show. They're on some island doing competitions or something, and they get cut off from the mainland. So they're unable to contact the crew, anybody. They can't, like, they're just kind of surviving there on their own. And I'm not sure if murders happen. I'm going to assume so. What Lies in the Woods. This is a young woman returns to her hometown, like is moving back. And the day she gets there, her former best friend is found murdered in the woods outside her house. Only If You're Lucky is a story about toxic female friendship. Know nothing else. Don't really need to know more. Black Sheep by Rachel Harrison. It's cults. We love a cult book. We love a cult book. She usually brings some kind of like supernatural element into her books too, so I'm excited to see where it goes. Murder Road by Simone St. James. Another one that could potentially be supernatural. I've really enjoyed like everything that I've read from her, which actually is only one book, but this is something about like a road where people get murdered. The Last Murder at the End of the World. This one is a little more sci-fi leaning, which I'm into. It's one of my most anticipated books of the year, but it's like this island. They're said to be the last inhabitants of the world, and there's some kind of guard that like keeps this fog that has decimated the world at bay. And when like one of the scientists who works on this like guard thing is murdered, the residents are basically told that if they don't solve the murder, the fog will be let in and killed all of them. And Ghost Station by S.A. Barnes. Another sci-fi leaning one. This is something about an abandoned planet where a bunch of people died and a crew who were going in to investigate it. So briefly, those are just the books on my physical TBR I want to read. I know that there's like, I'm pretty sure I have a few books by Darcy Coates checked out like on Libby, so those could be a focus too. And I might also read some other stuff that aren't thrillers or horror. We'll see because the prompts are pretty vague. So yeah, we'll see where we go. I'm being so lazy. I've just been sitting here for like 30 minutes trying to decide if I should go get a coffee right now or not, or go to the library. So I looked at the weather and it's like 30 degrees out, which actually awesome, but that's shocking. We just had like AC installed in our house last week, and clearly it's made a huge difference, but it's like a 10-minute walk. I don't really want to walk there in 30-degree weather, and also when it's super humid, so I'm putting that off. But if I go now, I can get a coffee and a little snacky snack, which I really need. I am so tired. I need a coffee. I haven't eaten anything except for bread today too, so I should have a little snack. I really should go right now. I'm just like being so lazy, and I'm not doing anything either. I'm just scrolling on TikTok. Like I should get up and do something productive. I really should go right now. We'll see if I motivate myself. I need to get up. I do want a coffee. I want a coffee. I want a nice coffee. I should go right now. know. It's just like so much effort. Not at all. It's a 10-minute walk at most. I'm just incredibly lazy. Okay, I'm finally going. I'm finally motivating myself. That was another like half hour of doom scrolling. It's like 5 o'clock now. I'm being lazy as hell. So the only book that I actually need to bring back is Lore Olympus Volume 5. Read this, give it 4 stars, really enjoyed it. But I do think I have 3 or 4 holds. So I'm not even really planning on like looking around at the library today. I'm gonna pick those up, come home, grab a coffee. I need a coffee, and then read a bunch. Now that I'm thinking of it too, I need to work out tonight. I don't need to. I just really, really want to. It like does wonders for my mental health. So I really want to work out tonight, but I'll probably do that later, like after dinner. So yeah, okay. I need to go. I need to stop procrastinating. I said I wasn't going to do any browsing in the library, but of course I got like way too excited and had to. Also have my coffee and a little square for later. But let's look at what I got. So first off, I found Assassin's Quest by Robin Cobb. This is on my TBR for the month. It's book 3 in the Farseer trilogy and like book 3 in I think it's the Realm of the Elderlings series by Robin Hobb. So I'm trying to make my way through this entire world this year, I've decided. And now I have book 3, currently listening to book 2, so I'll eventually get to that. Children of Dune, book 3 in the Dune world. The second one is Dune Messiah, is on my TBR for the month. So I'll have book 3 on hand for as soon as I'm done that and want to jump into it. This one's a little bit longer. So book 1 was like 700 pages. Book 2 was like 300. This one's about 500. I don't know. It's actually, I shouldn't be reading that. I shouldn't be reading the spoilers, but yeah, book 3 for whenever I'm into it. Then also found His and Hers by Alice Feeney. She does thrillers. This is one of her older ones. There are 2 sides to every story, yours and mine, ours and theirs, his and hers, which means someone is always lying. I find her books like fairly decent. This one came out in 2020. Yeah, overall, I find her books fairly decent, so I thought it could be a good option for this week to have another little thriller. And then I also found The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth. This is her newest release from 2024, and I know there's a good chance this could be on like the Goodreads best of thrillers list, which honestly I hate it, but that's kind of how I base my reading throughout the year. Is like I like to read a lot of things that I think could be nominated because I like to do those roundup videos every year. Or actually this might have came out in 2023. Oh, 2023. Okay, that's fine. But this is a thrilling, addictive novel about marriage, betrayal, and the secrets that push us to the edge. I've read one book by her. It was okay. So I'm excited to see like what else she does, because I know she's a fairly popular author. So those were the ones that I found while browsing. And the ones that I actually had on hold, there's The Other Valley by Scott Alexander Howard. This is a sci-fi, and what would you risk to change the future? So she's vying for a seat on the council. If she earns this position, she'll decide who may cross her town's heavily guarded borders into the next valley over. There it is, the same valley, the same town, but to the east, the town is 20 years ahead in time. To the west, it's 20 years behind. Ooh, okay, that's weird. Okay, I'm excited. That is very weird. So it's like 3 towns in succession within time. I'm excited for that. How to Solve a Murder, a little thriller mystery. This one, okay, so we have Frances, who had a fortune teller tell her that one day she'd be murdered, and then she spends her entire lifetime trying to solve a crime that hasn't happened yet, compiling dirt on every person who crosses her path in an effort to prevent her own demise. And then 60 years later, she's found murdered. That sounds interesting. And we also have Good Material by Dolly Alderton. This is her newest release, I believe. I read one from her and really, really liked it. It was like one of her nonfiction, which is Everything I Know About Love. Anyways, I gave that one 5 stars. And I don't know, I think this is fiction. Okay, so it's somebody who's trying to solve the puzzle of his ruined relationship, because if he can find the answer to that, then maybe his ex will take him back. Okay, could be decent. I've never read any for fiction, so let's give it a try. And yeah, that's my little library haul. I'm gonna get into reading now. I haven't actually managed to read anything yet today, so I'm feeling the need. I feel like I need to focus and read for a bit. Getting ready to head to bed. So before I do, let's talk about what I accomplished with reading tonight. I Definitely did not get as much done as I was hoping, and I'm really hoping this will not be a recurring theme this week because I definitely need to prioritize it a bit more. Also, did not do my nails. They look even worse, and I don't know, I need a shower instead. I did finish 2 graphic novels, and I kind of decided to do this as like my, you know, like get myself in this reading mood. So first off, I read Bad Dream, which this doesn't really apply to any of the prompts, but it is the story of Nia, who's, I think she's a DC superhero. She's the first trans superhero on TV, and she's just like this alien girl who has visions. This is this like power she's inherited from her parents, and we're just kind of following her story. Oh, okay. So Dreamer was on the Supergirl TV show. So I don't really watch that much TV, so I never really would know about it. But it was good. It was a pretty good book. Like for literally knowing nothing about the world and also not even realizing that it was to do with an actual like superhero story. Pretty good. We're just following a girl who inherits this power that she thought was going to go to her sister, and just following her story of acceptance of it and trying to find her way. Then I read Homebody by Theo Parrish. So it's the author telling their story about their like journey about gender and sexuality and basically discovering who they are in life. And it was really good too. So this is one that I think is like very important to have this type of story available, and especially in this type of format too, that's very accessible for a lot of people. And this one, like, it's a YA story. It's just very much like bringing representation to the non-binary and trans people, and just kind of like exploring how the author went on their journey of getting to acceptance and realizing who they are and what their identity is. So I think that's very important for a lot of people to read and to kind of like be able to identify with. So this one was great, and it kind of fits into one of the prompts. So this has like a little bit of a night sky on it, which is one of the prompts. So I'm gonna kind of count it for that because why not? I kind of did it. So read these 2, and then I've got back into the thriller world. So I started What Waits in the Woods, and I'm 30% into this. It is not well written. I do have to say that. I'm really not enjoying the writing at all. It feels overly simplistic. The main form of information sharing is entirely through dialogue. So there's big chunks of dialogue with no descriptors, nothing else happening. You're just like sitting in a police interview basically, and that's all you're getting. Basically, the big part of the story is that there is a young woman who's found dead behind this family's property in the woods, and she used to be best friends with this one girl who is a former dancer and has just moved back to the small town. But also this girl Kara, who was murdered, she has just been discovered. She was dating Esme, the dancer's brother, and she was found dead behind their home. Their father is also an alcoholic. He can't recollect like anything from that evening, and there's a bunch of people who look like they could be suspicious. So we're following Esme as she's moving back to the small town and learning about what she's missed since she moved. And also, what is her name? Rita. So she is a detective, I think in her 50s, who is the one who's in charge of the murder investigation, and she's trying to figure out what happened. Not really interesting by any means so far. Like, it really doesn't have anything that is hooking. Like, it's still very up in the air right now about who could have been the one to murder Kara, and it's still like anybody could be a suspect. They're looking into everyone. All of them have like a little something that like could be a motive, but the writing is not great by any means. So I really am not caring what happens. And then I have also started, it's called Gallows Hill by Darcy Coates. So she writes like cozy horror books, which is like kind of not 2 things that you would ever really expect to go together. But this one, I'm like 30% into this one also. But we're following a young woman who returns to her family home for her parents' funeral. But something is very weird in that she has never met her parents. So she's aware who they are. She has lived her entire life with this knowledge. But when she was young, like 2 or 3, her parents sent her away and have never communicated with her since. So she's lived with her grandmother this entire time. They've never talked to her. They've never tried to communicate with her. They basically like completely cut her out. And she has spent her entire life thinking that they must hate her. Like they must for some reason hate her or have some reason why they've cut her out. So she's returned to their home where they were very mysteriously found dead. So they're found like in their bed, both of them dead, no wounds, just kind of like dead together for mysterious circumstances. She has no idea why, but it's seeming like there's more secrets in this home. Like things seem a little weird in the home. Things seem a little unsettled, a little strange, and something just kind of creepy is in the atmosphere because nobody really wants to like give her answers. Nobody wants to talk about her parents. Nobody wants to talk about anything that's going on here, but like something's weird. You can tell, like, I think it must be a ghost or something, but something's off. So those are all of the reading that I got done tonight. I'm gonna go to bed and read a bit more, but that's where I'm going to leave off tonight. So thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe and keep an eye out tomorrow for another one. Thank you.